Hey, we're live, and we're live. I saw that on a Theo Vaughn on Joe Rogan clip where he had testing out some smelling salts. Whoa, what's going on there? Is it this? And he goes, and we're live. All right, let me turn this on. Hey, come on now. Face ID. I wonder if it'll be best to... I don't have a script. I have kind of like a semi-script. So that's generally how I do it. I've reduced the opacity. I'm playing with a technical pen. I kind of know it's going to be 3 layers or so. And I believe in being pretty strict about using a grid. I don't like to like that newfangled image style where they go crazy, breaking out of the grid and everything like that. It's actually, I say it's newfangled. 22 years ago they were doing this. It's been a thing for a while. All right. I have like 5 panels in mine. The panels are kind of big panel, small panel. Whoops. Big panel, small panel. I think then it's small panel, big panel. This might be an inset panel right here. We're going to do it as a small panel, then just the bottom one's its own thing. So we'll just leave that as whatever it is. The first one is Rabbit Fighter. Come on, you goons. And he's firing his C96 Mauser pistol. I should probably I've got it reversed. I'm looking at my stream here and it's reversed. So when I see it, this is to the right. So what you see is to the left. So you just have to imagine this reversed. I wonder if they can do that. I'm certainly not going to draw it reversed because I'm going to draw it like I draw it. This one is come on, you goons. And then this one's kind of a closer in. I think he's kind of, I want him to look a little bit more grim here. He shouldn't be smiling. Let's give him the standard Rabbit Fighter grimace. I made the hat too big. I'm wondering if I should go under the hat and do the point of view just being a bit under. Or I could do a top down, kind of do the. Actually, it looks a little bit more badass if we were looking down. His internal dialogue is something like, I got to thin the herd out and draw more of them towards me. It's more of a thought to himself. I wonder if it's the brim that needs to go wider. I don't know. It's a boring angle. I drew this in my sketchbook at work and I just left it there. We could go up from above here. That's a good way to go. That's definitely an under, like an upshot. I got to figure out how to structure this nose. There's a scarred eye. Nope, that doesn't work either. I could probably, let's see if that works. Yeah, something like that. I always think I'm going too large on these eyes. It's just how I've always drawn this character. It's one of the first characters I ever made up since I started doing comics. I've only been doing comics for a couple of years. I've started in 2019. In September or August. I actually have the exact date because I can see the file where I did it. And it's hit and miss. They're not all perfect. This nose is incorrect. Okay. I don't necessarily want to give him like anime eyes. Okay. All right, how about this? Although this hand should still be carrying his crowbar. Which will be important in some of the upcoming pages. All right, let's go back to this one. Yeah, it's totally reversed. Come on, you goons, is what that says, but you can't see it because it's backwards. I wonder if there's a way to, like, maybe messing with my camera up here. Maybe something more like that. I think it would be more powerful if we had his arm kind of stretched out, or we switch the angle of the gun up. Let's switch the angle of the gun up. Let's do that. I think I'll probably still have to crush this down a little bit. Oops. No, it was good. Don't mess with that. If we took this part of his arm and lifted it higher. Higher. It was like the baseline junkie song. All right, here we go. I think the arm is misplaced. We put it out here, it's kind of balancing. Then it's like he's whipping around. You know, he's turning around real quick to shoot some of these zombies. Now where does that eye rightfully go? Probably right there. Definitely this should be the, whoops. This should be the center line. Whoops. Actually, that's looking pretty good. I think I have the hat misplaced now. The hat doesn't look right. So I can kind of I think that'll work. And then all right, that's looking close to where I can ink it. He still has the rifle, and I don't think it's going to happen on this page. But he's got to get to like this old junked school bus he's going to climb on top of. And then he'll be fighting the zombies from on top, and that's where he'll use the last of his ammo for the rifle. And then he's going to jump off. All right, let's hope that plays out. I don't know if it will. I may actually have to get like a reference for the C96. There we go. If we were to divide this panel into the rule of thirds, I think we're good. Okay. All right. This is the short panel. I think for being different sake, maybe we'll do it as an inset. I don't know if I like the angle. I'm looking for good reference for how to do the inset panel. And there's a couple of thoughts on how to do it, how I've done it in the past. One way. You could do it that way, pointing down or pointing up. I think we should do it pointing down because we've got, this is where the zombies are getting killed. Part of the issue is the Mauser is a long-barreled pistol. Let me look it up. Let me think. This is one of the guns they used as like a model for the Star Trek. The Star Wars. Like the Han Solo blaster is similar. The problem is I don't have a good how to angle it. This is not quite a Picatinny rail system. Also, it's not necessarily meant to be a period accurate Mauser. It's just a design I liked. So I'll stayed pretty loyal to this design. Okay, has a sight up front or sighting post. It has the magazine. And I think I can just, I know it's looking very wobbly right now. If we start. All right, and then we'll try and I don't know if that works. I think we have to make it smaller. So we can fit our sound effects. It's just so weird looking at this backwards. All right. All right, it's his left arm. He's a left-handed shooter. He actually has two, he's like a two-gun guy. So he can shoot both. All right. Okay. What we want to kind of show is that no matter how many guys he's fighting and killing, he's killing guys like in every panel, well, every page. The idea is more keep showing up. So it's almost like the more he kills, there's more, the more there are. And this shows that not only did they underestimate the danger that what looked bad but not too bad on page 2 of this comic is actually quite bad. I wonder if I should put more of his face in there, because that way you can see he's a zombie. When you see the mouth, that's how you know it's a zombie. Let's throw more of this guy in there. We'll just shrink it a little bit. In case anyone is just seeing this for the first time, these are gamma zombies. Oh, his ear is in the wrong place. Make it a little bit smaller. Let's take it a little bit further back. We need to show I think this needs to turn to the side. I think placements of hands is probably going to be really useful. How about that? All right. Oh, this guy's going to be like shielding himself because he's getting shot. but resistance is futile. Test. I wonder if there's a way to edit this where it's reversed. Cancel. I don't know. I've been reading Tezuka's Buddha series. I don't know how much of it is like is this the legitimate, like is this the authorized actual life of the Buddha? Because really it starts out and has all this stuff about like India, but then it immediately starts out on the story about this kid who can possess animals. Like he possesses a tiger and he possesses a horse. And he talks to a snake. And during a famine, he lets a snake eat him. And then there's another kid who's like a peasant, slave actually, who saves a general. And the general adopts him as his son, even though he's of the wrong caste or whatever. It's a surprising story and a really good story. And I know Tezuka relied on assistants. One of those assistants was Ishimori, who's another one of my favorites. The guy who created the Go Rangers, and you should see lots of hands. That's the thing with zombies. You can always see their grasping hands coming out of the crowd. Bend the fingers a bit. But the backgrounds in this Buddha book are stunning. Like they're really good, and they're not like, when I say stunning, they're not photorealistic. That's not what they're done with comic art, and they're not just taken from photos and posterized and then rendered up, which is how seemingly 90% of establishing shots are done in manga now, I don't know, 90%. That's unfair to say, probably, but you know, that's the legitimate way to do it. Is to you take the photograph, reduce it to black and white, posterize it to reduce the bit rate, and then give it an inked look somehow. These are definitely hand drawn, and they're very interesting backgrounds for Tezuka. I'll have to look up what year he did it, because he dies, I think, in the 80s sometime. It was a weak-chinned zombie. All right. These are just rough pencils, so we're not committing to anything here just yet. I could probably, maybe I'll make a little bit darker, so you can read it. Come on, you goons. This will be one of the zombies getting shot. Over here to the side. To show that he's kind of firing wildly. I'm going to give him kind of a skeletal looking nose. Let's make it look like there's... I'm going to give him the Jonah Hex skin flap. Like where they... it's like there's like a sinew of flesh on his... where it really shouldn't be. That's the Jonah Hex. To go through the Walking Dead and see how they handle the big, zombie horde scenes. He's got this kind of misshapen head. I'm wondering if I should... I think what I'll do is I'll shrink it down. All right, shrinky dink. Boom. What you have is this big chaotic scene. So I don't want to get... I said I don't want to get too detailed. It needs details so that we can separate the figures one from the other. Let's draw a little maggot crawling out of his brain. He's got a maggot crawling out of his brain. All right, so there's 2 or 4 panels if you count the inset. This is what it looks like on my end. Like, so this is reversed. So I just reversed it, but this is kind of what it would look like on my side. And then the 4th panel, or rather the 5th, if we count this as a panel, is click out of ammo. Okay. So he has to look a little bit disturbed as he falls out of ammo. So hold on, let me flip it back. And it's important to vary the size of the figure. So I've got them mid-sized, close up, far away. I'm okay to do another mid-sized or whatever. But he has to look. He has to be looking at his gun like, uh-oh. Got to be a look like, uh-oh. Horrified, and yet it's Rabbit Fighter, so you know he's a badass. He's going to handle it. He's going to handle it in a badass way. Yeah, I think this is good. Has a nice flow to it. So, how do we do this? I'm like, how do we... Something like that. I'm a little bit bummed because I'm going to have to shrink him down just a little bit. Or at least move him down. Oh, my click's in the wrong place. Click. Run all night, couldn't get away. Here we go. Okay. So here we have Rabbit Fighter looking at his gun, knowing that it's out of ammo. And these are just placeholders for sound effects that we'll put in there later. And then this is his crowbar. You might be wondering, hey, Peter, why a crowbar? It's because it's brutal. Beat a dude up with a crowbar. That's fucking awesome. No, it's because in the it is kind of brutal, but it's the idea was when he ended up in Waste World a while back, he had just lost his sword, and he escaped from some cannibals using only hand-to-hand combat. And he reflected, if I had only had my sword, that would have gone a lot differently. And so then he was walking through like a junk-filled alley, and he finds this crowbar, and it's just been part of his character ever since. He didn't have the guns then. He didn't have anything. He had a backpack, I think, back then, and even a rope. Now Gallows carries the rope, actually. Okay. I think we have the start of something. If I were to... What I'm doing here is... Whoops. Trying to do this to make it bigger on screen, but this is the full page. Starts with "Come on, you goons." Then there's some reflecting on, I've got to thin that herd of zombies out that's chasing me. He begins firing into the crowd, and several of the zombies are going to be killed. We're going to show some of them getting, like this guy right here. He's definitely getting hit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, come on, you goons. I've got to thin the herd out. Firing into the crowd of zombies. And then he realizes he's out of ammo here. Now he still has... He has a hunting rifle. Or a sniper rifle. It's a hunting rifle that he's been carrying around too. You can see it back here, and then you can see it over here. Ooh, let's make sure we get these coins on the hat. Ooh. I want to make it real obvious that this is not the same. I didn't draw the same gun and then just like copy paste it. All right. Come on, you goons. Got to thin the herd out. Firing into the crowd. Blam, blam. Click, click, click. And that's the page. That'll be page 8. All right. Well, I don't think I had even a single visitor, but that is okay. I'm going to do more of these. I had a lot of fun certainly drawing the comic. And it doesn't take that long to draw a whole comic page, really, for me. Yes, this is not finished art or finished pencils, quote unquote. Since I do my own inking, this is kind of enough for me to start with. And then I do a lot of the finished art at the inking stage. And oh, these are backwards too. Everything's backwards. This is page 7. Whoops. And it starts, they've split off with Rabbit Fighter running this way with most of the zombies following him. In fact, all the zombies are following him. And then Gallows is hiding behind this rock outcropping. He's trying to get behind them to get to another place, like another part of the junkyard, where he has a secret plan. Oops. Every time my hand goes in there, it takes it out of focus. Let's do it from the beginning. All right, everything's backwards. They're looking at the collapsing dimensional portal. And they know they got to escape, but the dimensional portal it's out in the void. It's out like a couple of 100 yards out, and there's no way to get to it. So they're trying to figure out a way to, like, there's some little floating islands and things. Maybe they can glide to it. There's the little floating islands, and they're reflecting on, how to get there, right? And then suddenly they turn around and they realize the zombies are there, and also their backs are to this collapsing thing. So they have to run. So they run, and they're able to kill a few of the zombies. And Rabbit Fighter's like, we got to get that way into that junkyard area. We can lose them. So they run over to that way. And there's going to be like junked vehicles and maybe a couple of old buildings and things. And one of the zombies gets past. Gallows, whatever the practical guy, says, there's more zombies than we have bullets. We're not at our camp. We aren't able to reload. And Rabbit Fighter kills one with his crowbar, says saved a bullet. All right, so now they're they know that they're kind of trapped. This is their Butch Cassidy and Sundance pose here. Gallows has a plan with a smoke grenade. He said, look, I've got an idea. I'll throw the smoke grenade. We'll split up. I'll go this way. You go that way. Try and lead them off, and then meet me back by this robot hand. The robot hand is from the previous issue. And it's that right there. So the idea that Gallows has is the robot hand actually has like jets and can fly and stuff. So they're going to try and like repair it so they can get through that anomaly thing. So there's where they split off. And then here's our new page. So this is page 8. I don't know how many pages I'm going to go. In my email today while I was at work, I kind of came up with an idea. I just wrote an email to myself for pages 9 and 10, 8, 9, and 10. So I've got at least 3 more. And there's got to be a huge battle that's not, I haven't written yet, where he's going to find his sword again. That's going to be like a big deal. Rabbit Fighter traditionally has a sword, and he spent 2 years without it pretty much because the whole time in Waste World he has not had the sword at all. He lost it in Nine World Anthology #1 and has never recovered it. So it'll be really cool to bring the sword back in. All right, Like, follow, subscribe if you will. Feel free to leave a comment on this video. And unless you're an utter prat, in which case do not. Save yourself the trouble. Talk to you later.